My name's Lyndon. I'm with AdOutreach and AdOutreach, helping our clients scale up with YouTube ads. And today we have Sam, one of our clients here on Joe McCall's team. Love to kind of give a little more background for the people watching at home, a little bit about the business and kind of what you guys do.
Yeah, so Joe McCall is a real estate investing expert, teacher, coach. He has one of the podcasts on real estate investing, and he teaches people how to kind of get started in real estate, without needing a ton of money, without needing a ton of experience, and kind of being able to build a business or really building kind of freedom into their lives. We have a couple of courses and other things we've put out as part of that. And Joe's been doing it for about 11 years or so now. So, yeah.
Awesome. Kind of before you got started with us, what would you say was one of your biggest kind of marketing challenges that you had?
Yeah, so for the last few years, we've mostly just been running Facebook ads, and I would say there was always a reluctance to scale because of a fear of getting a good return on our investment. Um, you know, we had some experiences with other agencies in the past that weren't able to really get us that good of results, and up until this year, we never really explored any platform other than Facebook and Instagram. But we really made the decision that we wanted to start scaling, and part of that was looking at YouTube. And the funny thing is, as we're in the middle of this conversation about wanting to do more in YouTube, you can see behind me here this Two Comma Club award, which I was able to get with Joe. And I walk off the stage and I sit down in the awarding section. I sit right next to this random dude named Alaric, who just happens to run this YouTube training program. And I said, well, shoot, if he got one of those teaching people how to run YouTube, he must know what he's talking about. And so, it was like a week or two later, we signed up for the program.
Love it. It's the first time hearing that. That's really cool. What
Yeah.
do you feel has kind of been like your biggest breakthrough from working with us?
Not to be basic, but I think just the power and potential of how of just running ads on YouTube in general. I just think there's so much potential there, and it makes me wonder why we were so skeptical before, or so anxious or nervous to do it before, because when it's done right and it's done following a good system, like, there's huge ROI there. And the results we were able to get this year was on par with, if not far exceeding, any results we've ever been able to get on Facebook. And the beauty about YouTube, and especially the way you guys teach it, is like, it's easy to scale. And so we were able to basically match our spend within weeks, and profitably, which was huge for us, because that really allowed our business to get to scale to the point that we had never experienced before without YouTube ads.
Awesome. And maybe shine a light a little bit on some of those kind of specific results that you'd seen from YouTube ads.
Oh man. Yeah. So, when we started running YouTube ads after going through the AdOutreach program, like I said, we didn't really know what we were doing or what kind of results to expect. But, we were able to get pretty consistently, I want to say, conservatively, 3 to 4x ROAS on our ad spend, if not more. I mean, there were weeks or months where we were seeing 7 or 800% return on our investment on ad spend. And so comparing that with other platforms we were running, or just our experience overall, like, that was a lot more than it was more profitability than we've ever had before on ads. And it allowed us to scale in a way that even that profitability declined a little bit, we were still able to maintain above our KPI thresholds. And I give a lot of credit to the program because of the way that it's structured and the way that the campaigns are laid out, and then just the support from the team. It really gave us confidence every step of the way that we were doing the right thing, we're scaling in the right way, and we were getting the results that we could expect.
Awesome. What's kind of been the key factor, would you say, in working with us?
Yeah, I would say the key factor that going through the AdOutreach program really brought to the table was a level of knowledge and experience that we would never have been able to get ourselves, and that most other programs don't really have. And so I think just the training itself is laid out in a really good way. It's a really good introduction to running YouTube ads and how to set them up and how to set up the campaigns, do your keyword research and all that stuff. And that's good. But you can get that in any YouTube program out there. I think what set AdOutreach apart was the hands-on approach to it, the almost, I want to say, customization of how can we make this work for you and your business and your audiences, and every step of the way having you guys write our scripts and review our scripts and review our keyword research and review our ads and even make changes to our ads to help us get the results that we were looking for. And there's no way we would have been able to get the same results had we not had that hands-on approach that, in my opinion, is far worth the value of the investment by far. I mean, yeah.
That's awesome, Sam. Appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, of course.
So kind of wrap up here, what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence about working with us to, scale their business with YouTube ads?
If you're serious about actually wanting to scale your ads and make money and see profit, and you want to leverage YouTube, you owe it to yourself to invest into AdOutreach, because like I said earlier, there are other courses out there that can teach you how to run YouTube. You can go on YouTube itself and find videos to teach you how to run YouTube ads. But what you're not going to get is the experience and the wisdom and the do it with you approach that the AdOutreach program has, that I have not seen in any other program out there. So if there's any chance that you're going to run YouTube ads, especially for a high ticket product or program, you would have a hard time not getting an ROI by joining the AdOutreach program.